Hey, welcome to another rousing episode of Urban Hedgers. I'm Fizz Ed.
I'm Intalecrek.
And we are the Urban Hedgers. Wanted to start off by giving some shout outs to people who have been watching the show, had some great questions. Wanted to go ahead and say these questions on the air because I'm sure some of these questions are questions that others of you may have but just didn't, type in, and ask us or whatever. We always want to encourage everybody to leave questions after you see the video. If you have any questions or something we didn't cover that you're interested in hearing about, let us know because we really love to do that. We definitely want to hit you with something that you need, something that's enriching to your financial life and financial future.
Definitely.
So number one is Argent Pure, and he was saying, great to see some black guys stacking. That's what's up.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, we appreciate that, bruh. Thank you. And that was episode 1 when he asked us. We left that comment. And then Silversmith says that he has a friend who says he's crazy for stacking. Do you hear that a lot from people? Do they think you're crazy for stacking? Think you're wasting your money on precious metals? As if that was possible.
Well, Silversmith, first and foremost, thank you for watching. Mm-hmm. They're going to say that about people like us. Sometimes they're going to say that we're crazy because you got to understand that we live in a world where people think fiat currency is God.
Yeah,
so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
So naturally they would think that you are a little off your rockers because you're looking at precious metals as true money.
Mm-hmm.
We know it's true money, but a lot of people don't know. So even though they're not enlightened about it, don't allow that to deter you from doing what you're doing. I know another thing that you said on there, that you tell them that a 1964 quarter can buy a gallon of gas. Interesting. Very true.
That is, I like that. That's really smart right there.
Yes,
that's a good way to
it's very
answer
true.
that, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, it's very true, and that's the crazy part. That is absolutely true.
Wow, that's something. That's something, ain't it?
Yeah, you don't really think about it like that, but it's absolutely the truth. That
true indeed.
You can pretty much buy a gallon of gas at today's prices.
Yeah.
For 1 silver quarter.
Yeah, because that's true silver. So,
true gas. That shows you the power of investing in precious metals. To me, that speaks for itself.
It does. Hey, Silversmith, hats off to you, bro. I like that right there. That's exactly the way you answer that.
Absolutely.
Oh, man. And he also said he wants us to speak on rhodium. What's up with that? It's a precious metal.
Rhodium. I'm aware of rhodium. Rhodium's interesting. It was at one point in time where rhodium went sky high. It was a few $1,000s.
What do they do with rhodium? It doesn't use to build anything.
No, you know what I heard? One of the things that is good for, you can use it to do plating on jewelry. I heard.
Oh, okay.
You can use it. And they said because just a little bit of it can plate a lot.
Oh, wow.
So I've heard the last I've heard that's, if I recall, that's what it's kind of used for. But it's a precious metal, definitely. But I've heard that it's a case of if it goes up, where are you going to sell it at? Because I heard a lot of places, coin dealers or places, precious metals, they won't buy rhodium.
Really? They don't.
That's what I've heard.
Is it kind of an obscure metal, or
I don't know if it's true.
Mm-hmm.
And was that Silversmith that asked that question? I can't remember, but I know it's on the list.
Yeah, well, Silversmith who asked that question.
I think it was.
Yes. Well, whether it was him or whoever asked it,
right.
we will go over that, and we'll also Brandon Stevens. This is from episode 2. Brandon Stevens vlogs. He wanted us to do a video on palladium and platinum.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll eventually touch on that. We're working our way up toward that.
Yeah.
Like I said, we're kind of silver stackers more so than any of the other precious metals, but we are going to work our way toward doing something about gold, platinum, and palladium as well.
Yeah.
And kind of give some information and some history on their uses beyond just, as a way to hedge.
Yeah.
So we'll touch on that.
Definitely. Yeah, that's, the only reference I have is with platinum. I do remember when cats were wearing platinum chains, which blew me away because I was like, well, platinum is worth more than gold, but you were telling me it's not even necessarily like that now anymore.
It's definitely not. Right now, I'm looking at my chart right now. As of right now, gold is $1,200. It's a little over $1,200. Well, it's over $1,200. It's almost $1,300. It's $1,274.88. That's the asking price. Platinum right now is $969.
Wow, that's something.
Big difference.
Huge difference.
And while we at it, silver is $17.79, and palladium is $630. and 45 cents. Those are asking prices.
Okay.
So
yeah,
it's definitely gold is definitely king right now.
Yeah.
Of the precious metals.
Right now.
Right now.
That could change.
It could change.
For right now.
I don't see it anytime soon, but it definitely could change.
Yes. Well, Rotozilla, and this was episode 3, he asked, are there any apps that can help you track your investments?
I mean, as far as track your investments, I'm sure there's some programs out there. I think I remember seeing some programs like that. I cannot remember offhand, but personally myself, I normally do an Excel spreadsheet, and that's how I keep track of my ounces, my purity, and things like that. So if you know how to do an Excel spreadsheet, you can do an Excel spreadsheet that can calculate, every time you add your precious metals to the ounces, it can calculate your ounces. Mm-hmm. It can calculate what you paid. It can calculate also the current spot prices. You can change the spot price, and it'll show you your value of your precious metals that you have.
Okay.
So
that's extremely helpful, I'm sure.
Yeah, I do. I have an Excel. I do Excel. I make an Excel spreadsheet. I make it myself. Mm-hmm. If you don't have the skills, I'm sure that you can get somebody to do a template for you that you can use for that purpose. Yeah. Just basically tell them what you want on there and just set it up. I have to bring one of my spreadsheets to the show so you can see how I kind of do my spreadsheets.
Yeah, and that's something you definitely want to keep track of, how much silver you have and all of that. So, and what type it is, whether it's rounds or it's bullion or whatnot.
Yeah,
so,
even if you are not computer savvy, you can write it down. Yeah. Keep a ledger. Yeah. Keep a ledger of what you have.
Nothing wrong with going old school.
Yeah,
keep a ledger.
You should definitely keep a ledger of what you have. Mm-hmm. We're going to touch back on that here in a minute, but we're going to finish answering some of the questions from our subscribers or suggestions.
Yes, this was left on episode 4, the silver spot. They want to know about coin roll hunting.
What do you know about coin roll hunting?
I know none of that. I know I've had rolls of pennies that I put in rolls, took them to the bank to try and get some money because I had bills to pay. That's all I know. And I was hunting for coin rolls then, so I don't know anything.
You was hunting for a coin roll to put the coins in?
Exactly. I don't know anything about coin roll hunting past that.
Okay, well, what coin roll hunting is let's say you go to the bank and you ask them for $100 worth of dimes or something, $200 worth of dimes, or you ask them for $500 in quarters or something like that, or ask them do they have any half dollars, and you bring those home, you crack them open, you look at them and see if there's any silver coins in there.
Okay, and you know what? You've told me about yourself doing this, so that's the technical term for that is coin roll hunting?
Yes, it's called coin roll hunting.
Okay, I had no idea.
I found a few quarters and dimes and...
Now, you know what I do, and I've told you about this, I do have some candy machines around town, and I empty those, and I'm always looking for, a silver quarter. I found one once. I've emptied my candy machine a couple times. I found one silver quarter once. I still have it, of course, but I found one time, so that shows you that somebody else is looking for these as well.
Yeah, so I've done it, and the most I found, like I said, a few quarters, a few dimes, and a few war nickels.
So would you say is it worth your time or not worth your time, or just something good to do with your time, because you never know?
It's an interesting thing to touch upon. I haven't had too much success with doing it, but it's some guys, I've seen some guys that have had a lot of success with corn roll hunting. Wow. And I don't know if that has something to do with where you're at.
Yeah.
What part of the country you're in. Maybe
good point.
There's a greater chance in certain areas that you'll actually find some silver, whether it's half dollars or whatnot. I actually went to one bank and I asked for half dollars, and they had like well over a few $1,000s worth of them. Wow. So I went and got maybe a few hundred. Nothing.
Nothing but half dollars.
Yeah. No 90%, no clad 40%ers, nothing.
Wow. Yeah, and see, that's the thing too. I would be surprised if there's somebody at the bank who goes through all that stuff to make sure that there's not any silver still left.
You know what? It's funny because I deal with a guy that's really cool, and sometimes he'll put things to the side for me if something come in.
Oh, now that's cool. Now that's smart too. If you can get a relationship with someone who works at the bank or who's capable of doing that, that's real cool. That's a real good relationship.
So he's a good guy, and he'll put things to the side for me sometimes. Like I said, I'm into old bills too. So I've gotten some old bills. I got a 1953 $5 bill, red seal. Yeah. Things like that. So it's kind of neat. Sometimes establishing those relationships with someone at the bank, they can definitely be helpful. And it's strange because he'll get a lot of stuff in, like I'll come in on a certain day where I'm normally there, and he'll see me and he'll be like, hey, and
hey, I got this for you.
Put
this to the side.
So that's a good thing. But cornrow hunting is definitely something interesting, and we will have to touch on that. That'll be something interesting, definitely, to touch on. So silver spot, we definitely going to touch on that.
Oh yeah, we'll get back at you about that. Episode 5, Rodney L. Flammer left how many ounces should you buy, and then he says he regrets buying his panda collection.
I responded to those on the site, but how many
ounces should you buy? Isn't that kind of an individual thing?
It is.
If you got $300 to invest that month, do it. If you don't, just only invest $100 or what. I don't think you should be breaking yourself to collect silver.
No. The hedge, I think hedging. You want to hedge, but then you have to be realistic at the same time.
Yes.
Kind of what I told Rodney, and I'll share it with other viewers too. Basically, there is no guidelines to how much you should stack. Basically, I think you should look at your budget first and foremost and figure out what you can actually afford. Because one of the things that I don't want people doing, I don't want people not paying their bills to hedge. Not taking care of your business like you're supposed to.
Exactly.
So take care of your business like you're supposed to. And then let hedging also be part of that. Put that in your budget. You can put it in your fit it in your budget.
Exactly.
I think, So it's not a case about how much you should buy. It's a case of how much you can buy and what you can afford at that point. But setting a goal for yourself, there's nothing wrong with that, because basically a lot of us waste a lot of money doing nothing. We'll go out to eat and we're going to go have a meal after we leave here.
Exactly.
So we probably could use that money for
you're right
for silver, but I guess we got to eat. But we probably could eat at home, save some money. But things like that. So if you set a goal for yourself, work toward that goal. I think there's nothing wrong with that. If you set in your mind you want to buy 100 ounces of silver, do so. Use your credit. If you're going to use credit cards, and I'm going to say this, if you're going to use credit cards to buy stuff, just try to make sure that you pay them off. If you use PayPal credit, things like that, if you spend over a certain amount, you'll get 6 months to pay off. Just try to pay it off. Try to pay it off on time so you don't pay any interest on it. And, you can do those things. Or, So just, like I said, just what you can afford. Do not max credit cards out buying silver. Just buy what you can afford. If you figured that you was going to buy $100, for that month, and you want to stick it on a credit card because you got the money coming later, and you see some things you want to buy, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But I just say proceed with caution.
Exactly. Just be smart about anything you do. That's it. Be smart about anything you do.
So. And also about the pandas. I know he had some regrets.
You talked about pandas.
I would say don't regret buying the pandas because there's a nice market for pandas. But unfortunately, the biggest dilemma you have with pandas is that they're counterfeited a lot. Straight out of China, whether you believe it or not.
Wow.
So they're counterfeited a lot. So I would say
something else that's made in China. It's here in America.
Exactly. So I would say if you have those pandas and you can get someone to buy them and they're authentic, I think you can get money back from them. But I think they're also good coins to have. They carry a little kind of what I would call semi-numismatic value, and some of them. I would say if you can, Rodney, and I'm not saying you have to, and some people may not agree with me, try to get them graded. If you can send them to get them graded and get a grading on them, you may have some come back with a nice 69, 68.
And that'll increase the value,
70.
Right?
Well, it'll kind of solidify the value of the coin, so to speak. So, that may be something you want to look into. I don't know how many you bought, but from hearing you say collection, I'm figuring Rodney has bought quite a bit.
True indeed, yeah. And worst come to worst, they're very aesthetically pleasing. So you can still enjoy, looking at them. And that's what's. And they do have some silver in them, right? So
oh no, they're
silver.
They're definitely pure silver. Like I said, back then they 1 ounce silver coins. But I would just say just enjoy them, and you learn from your mistakes, and that's part of hedging. You will find out that you will make mistakes along your journey, but those journeys is what makes us better at what we do.
We live and we learn.
Yes.
That's what this show is all about: living and learning.
Exactly.
So that's what's up. What else is on the agenda for today?
Well. What's on the agenda? Let's see here. Well, we could talk about coin insurance.
Oh, there
coin
you go.
Insurance. That's something, I know we said we were going to talk about.
Yeah.
So maybe it's time to talk about it.
Okay.
A little bit.
What does coin insurance look like? I mean, when you go and get it, do you have to actually maybe send your coins to a place? They got to look at your coins or look at the collection, or how does that go?
Not necessarily. I mean, it wouldn't hurt to get your coins appraised, get an appraisal over your coins. If you can find a coin appraiser, that somebody you can take your coins to and get an appraisal. And I know there's some appraisers that may even come out to you.
Oh wow!
And appraise your collection. It could definitely help, but it's not really necessary. You know, you may want to have it appraised, especially if you have a lot of, you're a coin collector, you have graded coins, you have some other stuff. Yeah, you would definitely probably want to get an appraisal. And basically what that'll do will help you know how much insurance you should have, or coverage you should have for your coins. But, you know, what I would definitely say is you definitely want to get insurance as you get some, as your stack grows.
Yeah, want to protect your investment.
You definitely want to protect your investment, so you definitely want to get insurance over your precious metals. Basically, I have coin insurance, and I'm going to share some information with you about how you can go about actually getting coin insurance, because most of the time, I haven't tried it personally, but I heard you can get insurance for your precious metals through your home or your homeowners, or your renter's insurance, but they normally don't cover a large amount of precious metals.
Okay.
I've heard some, they say that you can actually get a write-in or an add-on. I don't really know, because I didn't go that route. But basically, just your regular insurance that you have normally will only cover a few $100s.
Wow.
Of your precious metals.
Yeah, when you start talking about precious metals, that ain't no money at all. So.
Yeah, so it's not worth it. I would say go with a company that's what they do. Go with a company, that's what they do, because I believe you'll get more bang for your buck, so to speak.
Okay, that makes sense,
yeah. You may say, okay, well, who do I go to? How do I start my insurance?
Yeah.
First and foremost, I started my insurance through a company called Hugh Wood Incorporated. And basically, you have to be an A&A member to actually get coin insurance through Hugh Woods. They're kind of like the official place for A&A members to get their coin insurance.
Now, how much does that cost? Is that a monthly fee?
It all depends where your location at, and it's not a monthly fee. You pay it for the year.
Okay.
So it's an annual fee.
Cool.
So what you want to do, if you think you're at the point where you have so much where you're ready to get coin insurance, what you would do, you would want to join the American Numismatic Association, which is the ANA. Okay? And what I have here is one of their brochures and one of their guides that comes once you join. Joining is not that expensive. I think for a year is something like $30.
Okay, that's
something like that.
Very affordable.
So it's not that expensive. So when you join, they send you this card here. Can't show you guys my information too much, but they send you this card here when you're a member. They're pretty fast with getting it to you. I think I got this within a week or something like that.
That's a good turnaround.
It wasn't over 2 weeks, I know, before I got it. And basically, after you join the ANA, you get a number. Every member has a number.
Okay.
And what'll happen is when you call Hugh Woods, or you can go online to their site, I mean, they insure everything, stamp collection.
Yeah, you something like yachts and boats.
Yes, everything. I mean, they insure a large amount of things.
Okay.
Paintings, fine art, stuff like that. They, expensive, vases and stuff like that.
Fabergé eggs and all.
They insure a wide range of things.
Okay.
So what you want to do, you get your A&A number. You can basically call Hugh Woods. The people are very nice.
Yeah. Did you say they're out of New York?
Yes. Okay. Well, I think they have more than one location. I know that when I actually started my insurance, I had to send my check to the New York location.
Okay.
So, very nice people. They call. I've never had any discrepancies with them. I called a few times, asked questions. They answered all my questions. They were professional. They were patient. They just didn't give me the runaround and things like that. So, I had questions, because one of the questions they ask you on the application is, how much bullion, the percentage of bullion you have, and things like that. So that's very important too. You want to make sure that if the majority of your stack is bullion, we're talking about American silver eagles, not collectors, not numismatic coins. You know, coins that you hedge with. You want to make sure that you put that as the majority of your percentage, because you don't want to have any problems if you have to, unfortunately, do a claim. But yeah, you start your insurance. You basically get your A&A number, and after that, you can go download the application. They'll send you some information. You can go to them. You can call them or go to their website. I tried to download the paperwork today to show it, but I called them and I found out that they were doing some updates, so you couldn't download the PDFs. So, but they will mail the information to you. And basically, you fill out that application. You tell them what kind of insurance you want, because they have 3 levels of insurance. The 3-level insurance they go by bronze, silver, and gold.
So very fitting. Huh?
Yes, very fitting. So the home is the bronze. That's like the cheapest insurance you can get, but it covers you at home. It strictly covers you having your bullion or your collection at home. Nowhere else. So, you know, if you take it and you put it in the vault at a bank, if you put it in, you know, safety deposit box at the bank, is not covered. As long as you have it at home, it's covered. So something happen, you transport it, not covered. So that's the bronze. That's the cheapest route you can go. That's the first, you know, cheapest route you can go. The second is the silver. The silver covers you at home and at bank vaults. I think the silver, if you're a stacker, I would definitely recommend you go with the silver, because you may want to put some items in a safety deposit box. You know, I know a lot of stackers don't like banks in the safety deposit box, but for some people, that's the only feasible way to kind of keep their collection safe for now.
Especially if they don't want to keep it at home for whatever reason.
Exactly. So, you know, who knows? You know, because you're a stacker doesn't mean you live in the best neighborhood, or
true indeed.
You know, or in the safest community, whatever. You know,
or it doesn't mean you don't have a shady roommate.
Exactly.
Exactly. You know. So
exactly. So, you know, safety deposit box may be the only option for some people. So that's why I say go with silver, because it'll protect you at home, and then it'll protect you at the bank as well. Because when you put items in a safety deposit box, they're not insured by the bank.
Wow, I did not know that. They're not insured by the bank.
No.
How does that work? So if somebody came in and just robbed safety deposit boxes, does that mean the bank wouldn't be liable?
No, they're not liable. They let you know that offhand, that they're not liable for anything in your safety deposit.
I did not
box.
know that.
You know,
that's good information.
They cover
right
people
there.
money in the bank, but not what you have in the safety deposit box.
That blows me away.
So if you have money in the safety,
for granted that they covered the safety deposit box because they're in the bank.
Well, most people probably would.
Yeah, I'm sure they are.
You know, that means a lot of people probably think they would, but no, it's not covered. You have to have your own insurance. That's why they offer this silver, because it covers you in your safety deposit box as well as home. And that's covering you against, you know, fire, theft, stuff like that. So you definitely want to have that. I would say that's the best one to have.
I agree too. Now, what's the best one though? The platinum, right?
No, the gold.
The gold. What is the gold standard?
Well, the gold standard for them is that it cover you anywhere transporting. Oh, another thing, silver covers you like if you're going from the bank to your house and something happened, you're covered.
Oh, okay.
As long as you're going from point A to B, you're covered. I don't know how they determine that.
Exactly.
I don't know if it's a selected. That's a good question. I'm gonna have to find that out. I'm gonna have to ask them and get full details about that. But it'll cover you from going to the bank from the home to the bank, or vice versa. It'll cover you for that.
Wow.
Now with the gold, it covers any location. That covers you if you're driving somewhere, you know. No matter where you're driving, you're covered. You know, so you're covered in all locations. And I'm assuming that would be something that you would have if you do a coin shows or something like that.
Sense,
I would think that would be something.
Coin dealer, like for a living.
Yeah,
you always
I would
have coins on when you're traveling and stuff. Definitely want to have that gold insurance.
I think that's what that covers. So you definitely want to have that coverage, that type of coverage, you know, for your precious metals, for your coins if you're moving a large amount. You know, so you definitely have to think about all these things, the coverage and everything. This is Hugh Woods when I received my policy in the mail. They cover it, but this is how they send it to you. It covers everything. They also have different information, disclaimers for your state. So some things may be different what you have to do depending on what state you're in. Some states, there's a little more things you got to go through before you get your insurance.
Okay.
So, you know, states being sovereign, that's power of dual federalism.
Yeah, and you're right. That's what people say too. We don't live in a country. We live in a bunch of little different countries called states. That's very true. States govern themselves.
Exactly. So they'll send you your policy, very professional, very accurate. But then what they do, they send you a quote after you send them how much you have, what your estimate is, or how much you have. And sometimes you may want to add an extra amount on. If you think you're going to buy within a year, how much you think you're going to spend on precious metals, you may want to add that into the equation. Okay. But you can always go back and look back and see if, let's say, you go get it appraised, and let's say you say $50,000 is what you have, and you get it appraised and find out that your coins are only worth, let's say, you know, $30,000. They will adjust your policy.
Okay, that's cool.
So there's different things they'll do. Some things they have to have in writing. I think the adjustment like that, they may have to have some things in writing from you, but very easy. They'll walk you through everything, and very friendly people. And you know, I have to definitely give them credit because they made it definitely an easy experience for me. So
it's good to hear.
Yeah, I think we covered a little bit of things for this.
Yeah, that was really good. You know, to talk to some of our viewers, and we told you how to insure your investment, how to protect your investment. So that's important, because the last thing you want to do is save all this silver just to have somebody steal it, and then there's no recourse for that. You know, we know theft happens. Bad things happen, you know, so to think that you can be covered on any level you want to be, you know, against all that, that information is invaluable. So.
Yes, definitely. You know, just keep track. Write down. I don't care if you write it down by hand. Take pictures. Yeah. You know, everything that you have. Any way that you can save, you know, that any way that you can save information showing this is what you had. And, you know, God forbid if something happens, you know, you would definitely be covered, and you'll be ready to, you know, submit your paperwork and everything so you can get yourself back in the silver stacking game, so to speak.
True indeed. We pray for the best, but prepare for the worst. You know, hey, well, that's it in a nutshell. I am Phys Ed.
And I'm Intalecrek.
And we are the Urban Hedgers. We'll do it again next time.
See you later.